This video is all about the most protein-dense foods we can eat from the grocery store. And protein goals has been a real big thing online the last year. I've noticed people have a goal of 100 grams of protein a day, which I think is really good for many reasons. But even more important now, because studies have shown that we can actually digest and use up to 100 grams of protein per serving. Back in my day, in the old days, we thought it was capped out around 30. It's actually 100 grams. So what are the most protein-dense foods we can eat? Well, we're gonna talk about chicken, meat, seafood, snacks, dairy, all that stuff. But let's start here at chicken. I have chicken thighs and I have chicken breasts here. Now, while I personally like chicken thighs over breasts, the reason why I like it actually makes it slightly inferior for protein. It has a little more fat. So a 3-ounce portion of chicken breast, the leaner meat, will have 26 grams of protein. A 3-ounce portion of chicken thighs will have 21 grams of protein. Both are great, but fat kind of replaces some protein. If something has more marbling, more fat, it's gonna take the room of protein. So if you want the most protein-dense food, you want chicken breast. That being said, 3 ounces is still relatively small. I can easily crush 6 to 9 ounces, and then we're talking what? 40 to 60 grams of protein, which is absolutely amazing. So either one, in my opinion, is a great source. If you just want the most bang for your protein buck, you're gonna wanna go for chicken breast. Now, let's talk about beef. Beef, it's what's for dinner for me, probably 4 days a week. I can eat a steak every night. I absolutely love it. And actually, if you want to save money, one of the more budget economical cuts tends to be one of the highest protein cuts here. It might not be the exact match, but the hiney, the butt, is one of the cuts that has the highest amount of protein. Actually, it'd be the top round. This is technically the bottom round, but it's really close proximity. It's just the lower tuchus versus the higher tuchus, but you're talking about a 4-ounce portion having about 27 grams of protein, which is more than ground beef, which is more than a filet mignon. It's just a tougher cut of meat, whether it's bottom round, top butt, bottom butt. So it's something I would probably put in the pressure cooker or slow cooker and let it go all day long, but it's economical. This is grass-fed here. It's $10.75 a pound, but you can find top round at pretty much any grocery store. It doesn't have to be grass-fed per se, and it's gonna be a good budget cut. Now, if you want something quick that gets your protein, it'd be ground beef. And remember what I said earlier about chicken thighs versus chicken breast? The more fat something has, the more flavor it's gonna have, which is why I like it, but the less protein it's gonna have because that fat is pushing out a little bit of the volume where the protein would be, which is why if you get something like 93.7, meaning it's 93% beef, 7% fat, and ooh, it's on sale. I always love the stickers, right? Stickers mean they're getting close to their best buy date. They're not expiration dates, and that date, whatever it is, which would be the 24th of August, you have 2 days after that to either cook it or freeze it. Always look for the sticker. I believe it's orange at Walmart. But one 4-ounce serving of this will have 24 grams of protein, so only 3 grams less per serving than the bottom or top round, but way easier to turn into a burger or crumble it or make Salisbury steak. I personally like 80-20, which has more fat because I love fat. Fat is flavor, but it's gonna have less protein. And then if you want a traditional cut and you're a baller or something, a filet mignon, a 4-ounce cut, is gonna have 24 grams of protein too. Why? Because filet tends to be a leaner cut of meat compared to like a fatty strip steak or a ribeye. Less fat, more protein, 4 ounces, 24 grams of protein, absolutely lovely. So whether it's an expensive steak, relatively inexpensive ground beef that's lean, or the butt steak, you're getting your protein. We will take a very quick break for the video to give some love to the sponsor, Everyday Dose. In here is mushroom coffee that actually tastes good with ridiculous ingredients. If you follow me on stories, you've seen me drinking this almost every day. I make these amazing cold brew lattes out of it. But Everyday Dose is mushroom coffee that tastes like black coffee with epic ingredients. It has a boatload of fruiting body mushrooms, yes. It has over a teaspoon of grass-fed collagen, and it has real coffee in there, but only 45 milligrams of caffeine, so it doesn't make you jittery. But what I love is, look at this, the amino acid stack is off the chart. So for me, I have a hard time drinking black coffee these days. It kind of makes me jittery. This doesn't do that. And because of the amino acids and mushrooms, it just dials in your brain so focused, and it tastes like black coffee. If you compare this to other mushroom coffees on the market, it tastes better and it has better ingredients, in my opinion, than something like Rise. Use my promo link down below. It gets you up to 30% off the starter kit. And the starter kit is a subscription. In the first month, you get a frother, you get a gunmetal spoon, and then every month they'll send you new swag like this insulated cup, like another cup that I made my latte in the other day. It's awesome. Link down below. Everyday Dose does it right. You will love it. I'm gonna show you 2 dairy products that have unbelievable sources of protein. And this is something my grandma used to love back in the day, in the middle of her cantaloupe, and it's cottage cheese. And the last year, it's had a huge comeback on social media, and I can get behind that for a couple reasons. Well, 14 grams of protein in only a half a cup serving. Oh my gosh, that's incredibly protein dense. And when you have good quality organic dairy that has a little bit of fat, 4.5 grams with the protein, you also satiate your hunger. I think satiety is a big thing we need to be focusing on too. This is fantastic stuff. You can eat it as is. People turn it into sauces. I absolutely love it. And because it's from cow's milk, it's 100% bioavailable. Something we're not going to talk about in this video though, when you start going to plant-based sources of protein, the bioavailability comes down. So if something says it's 20 grams of protein, excuse us. No, you go ahead. We're in your way. If something says it has 20 grams of protein, but it's made of like brown rice protein, your body can only get about 12 or 13 grams of protein out of that. Go ahead, excuse us. With cow's milk, you are getting 100% bioavailability. Let's get out of this lane because we're holding up traffic. For yogurt, you always want to get Greek-style yogurt, and I'll tell you why. When you compare it to regular yogurt, I'm not saying this yogurt's bad per se, but Greek-style yogurt is strained. When you strain yogurt, you up the protein count and you lower the natural sugar. So let's just show serving for serving here. That's kind of hard to do. This is 2/3 a cup, this is 3/4 a cup. So 3/4 of a cup. No, I can find a better. I can find a better. We got to do apples to apples. My accounting department's taking the day off here. Here we go. Let's try this one. I don't want to do too much math today. Here we go. 3/4 of a cup of regular unstrained yogurt only has 6 grams of protein. 3/4 of a cup of strained Greek-style yogurt, holy cow, 16 grams of protein. That's way more protein. Why? Because that straining process really intensifies the protein. And this has 8 grams of natural sugar. This only has 4 grams of natural sugar. That straining process is doing us a twofold bonus, right? We're lowering the natural sugar, we're upping the natural protein, you're winning, and you're getting a little bit of that fat to satiate your hunger. So whether it's Greek style whole milk yogurt or whole milk cottage cheese, protein, Hans and Franz, pump, you whop. This section here is awesome for getting your protein on the go. And fun fact, anytime I leave the house for a long time, like we're gonna film, I always put a couple of beef sticks in my bag here. But this one is like the only Bobby approved teriyaki one on the market. It's from Paleo Valley. But be careful when you're buying these beef sticks, because if you get flavored ones like this teriyaki, that one doesn't have any cane sugar. This one has 5 grams of cane sugar that you don't want. And there's a lot of brands we've seen here many times. Chomp's beef sticks are great. The original Country Archer. Looks like these Crave are 100% grass-fed. But remember what I said earlier about leaner cuts having more protein? Well, these are one of my favorite things actually. So Epic, what is wrong with me? Epic makes these beef bars, and they're not like hard, like jerky. They have a really nice soft bite. But let's just compare the beef one to the venison one. Venison is a very lean cut of meat, making it hard to like cook, but putting in a bar is a great idea because 12 grams of protein compared to 8 grams. You have 50% more protein in the venison bar. And oh, by the way, BOGO, buy one, get one free here through, what does that say, 8/27? So that's a good amount of time there. And just to check the ingredients here, it's venison, salt, water, black pepper, onion, garlic, celery powder. That is awesome. Either one's good. 8 grams of protein is nice, but 12 grams of protein and a BOGO, you get your protein fix on the go, and you don't get weak or too hungry. There it is. Fresh tuna is the king of the ocean when it comes to protein, more than salmon, more than cod, but there is a problem because fresh tuna is a large fish. Think yellowfin, think ahi. They generally are higher in mercury, which is a bummer because it's also the highest in protein. But there is a way around that, and it's not at the fishmonger counter, it's actually in the middle aisles. You get a smaller tuna. So in the canned section here, you can get skipjack, you can get chunk light, and those still pack a protein punch, but they're smaller fish. Smaller fish have less mercury, but there is a slight trade-off, and it comes in the tune of the amount of protein. So this serving of skipjack, small tuna, has 20 grams of protein for 3 ounces, but if you go to the albacore, or the yellowfin, which is the larger fish, slightly higher mercury risk, you have 26 grams of protein and 22 grams of protein respectively. So yes, you do get a higher protein punch with those, but I'd rather take a slightly less approach to the amount of protein. You get the smaller, which is always skipjack or chunk light, less mercury. Still though, 20 grams of protein in 3 ounces, and 1 tin is 5 ounces. So this 1 tin, which I actually made tuna salad 2 days ago, has 30 grams of protein. I would call 5 ounces 1 serving. So 30 grams of protein in 1 tin, which is incredibly economical compared to the more expensive fresh, large cuts of tuna that have more mercury and yes, more protein, which I don't quite want. This is what you want. Canned chunk light or skipjack, that's the way to go. Eggs, an incredible source of protein and fats and vitamins and minerals. And this is my favorite brand. 1 large egg has 6 grams of protein, but equally important, in my opinion, is 5 grams of fat too, because what happens when you combine protein and fat, it really satiates your hunger a long time, which is why so many people will get egg whites, like my Aunt Carol. She loves to get egg white omelets out and about. And yeah, you're getting a good amount of protein in there. Actually, 60% of the protein in the egg is in the egg white, so over 50%. But you're stripping yourself of what lives in the egg yolk, which is really good fats and vitamins and minerals and amino acids and stuff like that. So you don't want to just get the egg white, in my opinion. You want the whole egg. And Leilani and I were just talking about how even 2 eggs in the morning is not enough. Like I like 3. I like 3 hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, but it's a great source of protein. But do yourself a favor, get the whole egg so you get all of the good fats, all of the good vitamins, and the protein combined together, strong like bull. So that is it, friends, for the most protein-dense foods at the grocery store. And like I said in the beginning, we're starting to learn now that our bodies can actually metabolize and use a lot more protein than we thought we used to be able to. 30 grams back in the day is what we thought, but it's actually up to 100 grams specifically post-workout. So grab the lean chicken or the lean beef or the beef sticks or that protein-rich Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. It's all so good and good for you. I just like to pair my protein with a little bit of good, healthy fats to satiate my hunger too. But that is it for my favorite place, the grocery store. I'm gonna do some shopping because there's a BOGO sale going on right now at Sprouts. And actually, I'm gonna make a video too and post that tomorrow. So that is it. I will leave you like I always do. Hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love from me to you, and peace. Bye.